Well, hello there, friends and family. So good to see you on this Sunday, January the 23rd. Well, we're all still surviving, last I knew from reading the comments of my viewers. And you'll notice that the last couple of videos have been, sort of kind of informative in my take on things. Yeah, and that's just all they are, my take. Based on what I've read, what I've come across. And Lord knows when the temperatures get cold, because currently it's about 49, and a little bit breezy, I tend to spend more time doing that than I do during the spring, summer, and fall, where I can be out and about, I tend not to get out as much during the, cold weather. I don't need the problems associated with it. Or do I get out during the heat of summer? Maybe y'all can relate. And I was watching a video today that sort of made me think maybe I should come out and say a few things, especially over the last couple of videos and reading the comments. There's a lot of you, you get anxious. You're worried. And with all that, there becomes depression and the other associated side effects. But I have tried ever since end of 2019 through 2020, 2021 to sort of take the flip side of how things are. Look at the possible brighter side of things, or the possibility of that, because there's always the possibility of doom and gloom and all of that, but also it's like a 50-50 thing, sort of like predicting the weather. You can be if you keep putting things out there, you can possibly be right sooner or later. Yeah, you surely can. You just got to keep throwing out the events. And we are going through a lot of things right now here in the U.S. as well as all over the world. We've had the current situation, the sickness and virus, and please, if you're going to discuss that in the comments, keep it to sickness and virus. Don't mention the name YouTube don't want you to mention. Okay? That'd be a favor to me and the channel here. But yeah, we've had that, and we've had all the corresponding problems with it. We've now got supply chain issues. Yeah, there's food shortages. There's empty shelves from time to time, or more times than not. It finally impacted me here in that. We had the ships backed up in the ports. And they're still backed up, by the way. I keep an eye on that. Now we got the whole thing with the truckers. And that's going to have an impact to some extent. But then, we've got different mandates and all of that as well. Not so much here in the South as in other areas of the country. But then there's, but then there's inflation. Right now we're going through some of the worst inflation that we've seen. Now, it ain't got quite as bad as early 1980s, but it's the worst we've seen in 20 years. It surely is. And that's, disturbing. The price of meat, especially beef. Whew, I ain't bought beef since, well, you see all my shopping trips, so Mr. Tom ain't bought no beef since 2019, maybe even 2018. Nope. I set my budget at $3 a pound. And that's where we're at. Thankfully, chicken and pork is still under that. But there's not much beef I can buy. for $3 a pound or less. Except, oh, well, there's nothing really, because you go with me shopping, which we're going to go tomorrow. I've been promising. And I've been a little delinquent in doing that because of the current situation here in my state, which is on fire from something that I really don't need to get involved in or contract. And I'll leave it at that. And then the current situation that I brought up in the last video was this impending invasion, of Ukraine. And why, is that an actual reality? Will that happen? Well, as all of y'all know, if you do watch mainstream media or social media here, I would say 99% of both say it's going to happen. Now, there are a few voices of reason out there, and one that I listen to and watch his videos from time to time, or most times, is Pinball Preparedness. He's a good guy. He's up in Tennessee. And he, like I know several people in Russia, and he watches several Russian channels as well, and his wife's Russian. And he's of, the same opinion I am. It's not going to happen. You see, there's always underlying reasons for the current crisis. And that's why I keep thinking it's more of a distraction. And you might say, well, why would the U.S. need the distraction? Well, there's the virus, there's the supply chain issues, there's the inflation, the list just goes on and on. And whether you're a fan of the current administration or not, or the previous, which had its own problems, they all do. Every administration has good and bad. But is it all a distraction to keep us from looking at, worrying about, and being concerned what's going on here at home? And if you're my age or older, there's only two things. Well, there's a few things. I won't say two. That join people together. One, natural disasters. The best comes out in people. Unfortunately, some of the worst does too. But then, there is war. If you look back through every one, oh yeah, people hunker down. They're willing to sacrifice. They're willing to join together for the greater good of their country and its people. In fact, there is no stronger joining factor of people than the threat of immediate war. Yeah, it gets everybody joined up together, as it should. But my point to the last video wasn't saying not so much it wasn't going to happen, but we don't want it to happen. You see, I watch those other channels in Russia, the Ukraine, read the news, and do the Russian people want it? No. In fact, they've actually had some protests. Do the Ukrainian people want it? No. They've come out and said, no, they don't want it either. And I would think here in the U.S., we don't either, or the UK, or Germany, or France, or any other country. That all begs to ask the question, then what's it all about? Why, if it's not the citizens pushing for it, in any of the countries, which apparently from what I can find it's not, then why are our politicians? Aren't they supposed to act for us? Aren't they supposed to be guided by us? Well, maybe that was the way our founding fathers meant it to be. as well as many other governments. But I think we all know we're far past that. They have their own agendas, their own reasons, and they have their own issues. So, the whole point to this video is, first of all, unless we're willing to take action here in the U.S., and I'm talking about citizen action, telling our government to stand down, as well as the Ukrainian citizens, the Russian citizens, those of the EU, the UK, and China, and where have you, all raise up and say, we don't want war today, or any day. You see, there was a time, and I'm old enough to remember, and I know many of y'all are, that actually rang out, starting in the U.S. and across the world. It was a different war then, with all the same threats. The Vietnam War. You know, at the fall of Vietnam, all Indo-Asia would have went communist. Domino effect is what they said. Didn't happen. Oh, then let's get to more recent history. And I won't even get into the weapons of mass destruction that we couldn't find after 9/11. So what's all this about? Don't worry about what we can't control, but do whatever you can to keep it all under control. And we can do that by letter writing, phone calls, organizing, electing the proper officials, using our vote, like our dollar. Yep, we can still do that. We don't do it, but we should. So out here enjoying this beautiful day in the chilly deep south with the Kitty Crew, I just wanted to say, do what you can, what you got. Stay safe, stay warm. May God bless each and every one of you as you bless others. Goodbye for now. Thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, and sharing. I don't say that often enough. Goodbye for now. Spooky, did you get back from the Kitty Council National Security meeting? Was there anything important that you need to share with Papa? It wasn't. Y'all got everything in control? You ready to step in? Shouldn't need a rise. I'm thinking so. You're all covered in leaves again. Camouflage, huh? I don't blame you. Maybe I should go in and put on my digital camo too. You just never know. Who's looking down on us, right? I see the wisdom in your plan. What do you say, Speedy? Not much. So there you have it. Life is well and good. Here in the deep south, I hope it's well and good wherever you may be on this planet. So let's go on in and hey, life goes on. We got to cook. Later all.